One of my fondest memories growing up was my dad picking me up from school and taking me to my great-grandmother's house right outside of town. And as soon as I opened the door of the house, the smell just hit me in the face. It was that sweet smell of kolache dough that had just been baked. It was so strong, in fact, I think it baked into the walls. But I'd come down into the kitchen and sit here at this table, and Granny would be in the back doing something. And then all of a sudden she'd appear with desserts. And she made a lot of desserts. But nothing, and I mean nothing, could beat her kolaches. She knew it too, because she was really protective of that recipe. Granny didn't really measure things out, and that also made it hard to replicate her kolaches. She would say things like, "Oh, this looks right," or "This is how it's supposed to feel," while mixing the dough. And it wasn't until I started making the kolaches in fall of 2020 that I finally realized what she had meant. I wanted to make Granny Sinkule's kolaches for a few reasons. For one, I wanted people to start recognizing what an actual Czech kolache is. It's not something you can go down to the donut shop down the street and buy. It's authentically Czech. Another reason is I wanted Granny's recipe to live on. I didn't want it to be filed away in a relative's kitchen drawer to where it couldn't be shared with anyone else. But the last and most important reason why I started making kolaches was simple: love. You see, I had this grand idea of being able to bake kolaches out of my apartment in College Station while also being a student at Texas A&M, so that I could buy my now fiance her engagement ring. I was in over my head right from the start. My first batches were like hockey pucks, they were so hard. But eventually I started remembering Granny's techniques, like turning off the air conditioning and not measuring out how much flour I put into the kolaches. And they started getting softer, and better for that matter. Every morning I would wake up at around 4 a.m. so that I could have kolaches ready and out the door by 8. And then once one Aggie mom found out about me, the Aggie mom's Facebook page brought me more business than I could honestly handle. All this to say that by the end of the semester, I had finally raised enough money from Granny's kolaches to buy my girlfriend that engagement ring. So you'd think the story ends there. And I bet my fiance wanted that too, having to deal with a sleep-deprived version of me nearly every day. But I can't help but feel there's more to it all. You see, I started making kolaches for an engagement ring, but I continued making them because I felt pride in doing it. I felt proud to carry on my Czech heritage, proud to make Granny's kolaches. And I think that's the beauty in it. I'm doing something that I love doing, and people enjoy eating them, so that's just icing on the cake, or should I say posypka on the kolach.